Deep within the heart of the vast African wilderness, where golden savannas kissed the horizon and dense forests loomed with mystery, a young leopard cub named Razy roamed joyfully under the watchful eyes of his mother, Sihana. The cub had just begun to master the art of stealth, his soft paws treading lightly on the forest floor. The warm breeze carried the scent of blooming acacia and the distant calls of the wild. It was a time of peace, a time of innocence. Sihana, a powerful and experienced huntress, kept her son close, teaching him the ways of survival. She had fended off many dangers that lurked in the untamed wilderness, but little did she know, a shadow from above had fixed its deadly gaze upon her precious cub. Chapter 2. The hunter from the sky high above, circling the sky with razor-sharp focus, a formidable falcon named Zephyr watched the cub's every move. Zephyr, known among the sky dwellers as the Phantom of the Winds, was a predator unlike any other. His talons had claimed many young and unsuspecting creatures, and today, his eyes gleamed with hunger. The cub, blissfully unaware of the impending doom, pounced playfully at a butterfly, his tiny growls filling the air. Sihana had momentarily left to scout for water, trusting the safety of their hidden spot. But the wilderness was never truly safe. With the speed of lightning, Zephyr descended. His wings sliced through the air like a phantom, silent and swift. Before the cub could react, talons pierced into his tender flesh, lifting him into the sky. A shrill cry of pain and terror echoed through the trees, reaching Sihana's ears like a dagger to her heart. Chapter 3. A mother's agony. Sihana's heart pounded in her chest as she sprinted back, but she was too late. Her son's helpless form disappeared into the vast heavens, trapped in the merciless grasp of the falcon. She let out a roar of sorrow, her golden eyes blazing with grief. Patience was a predator's greatest weapon. Sihana stalked the wilderness for signs of the falcon's presence. Her body moved like liquid shadow, her claws digging into the earth with quiet determination. She learned that Zephyr hunted at dawn, using the rising sun as his cover. He hunted the young, the weak, those unable to fight back. But he had never faced a mother's wrath. Sihana positioned herself near an open clearing, where young gazelles often played. She remained still, her golden fur blending with the tall grass. The wind carried the whispers of the wild, and then, there it was, a piercing cry from above. Zephyr was coming. Chapter 5. The wrath of a mother. Sihana waited, every muscle coiled like a spring. Zephyr dived, his talons outstretched, his wings folded for speed. But this time, his prey was no defenseless cub. With a forceful leap, Sihana launched herself into the air, claws extended. Time slowed as the two predators met midair, fury and hunger colliding in a storm of talons and fangs. Zephyr shrieked in surprise, his wings flailing as Sihana's claws ripped through his chest. The falcon fought viciously, slashing at her with his hooked beak, but Sihana's rage was unstoppable. They crashed to the ground, a blur of golden fur and bloodied feathers. Sihana's jaws clamped around Zephyr's throat, cutting off his final cry. She held firm until his body went limp, the light fading from his predatory eyes. Chapter 6. The silent triumph. The jungle was silent. The victorious mother stood over the lifeless form of the falcon, her breathing heavy, her heart pounding. The scent of vengeance filled the air, but it did not bring joy, only the bitter satisfaction of justice. Sihana lifted her head to the sky, the same sky that had stolen her son, and let out a deep, mournful roar that echoed across the land. It was not just a cry of grief. It was a warning to all who dared to challenge the heart of a mother. She turned away from the fallen hunter and disappeared into the shadows of the wild, her spirit forever carrying the memory of her lost son, but her soul knowing that justice had been served. For in the law of the wild, vengeance is the only true justice. Here's your complete revenge story. The Vengeance of the Shadowed Leopard. Let me know if you'd like any edits or additions. The story of Sihana and Zephyr is a prime example of how the natural world follows its own laws of justice. The loss of her cub was not something Sihana could forgive or forget. In the wild, justice is not governed by courtrooms or laws but by survival and the deep-rooted instincts of living creatures. The falcon, a formidable hunter, took what was most precious to the leopard, but the mother's fury ensured that his reign of terror would end. While humans see revenge as a moral or ethical dilemma, in the animal kingdom, it is an unspoken rule of balance. Predators must be feared, and prey must be defended. When an injustice is inflicted, some creatures do not simply move on. They fight back. It is not a matter of choice but of instinct. Sihana's story teaches a harsh yet